Blice.
Good evening, friends. My name is Annie Wilson. I am proud to be your programming supervisor for the FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre. I'm happy to welcome you all this evening to a very special edition of our online concert and event series. This is Local Reflections on Racism. This is a partnership, a part of a long-term partnership, I should say, between the Performing Arts Centre, our friends at the Niagara Folk Arts Multicultural Centre, and the Niagara Region Anti-Racism Association. This speakers event will be happening on the last Thursday of every month for quite a long time. And it is a part of an ongoing series and partnership that we've forged to ensure that our community is confronting racism and other forms of exclusion, as we're all working together to create a truly inclusive community. I am happy to pass the mic over to my friend and colleague, Edmund Frye. He will be facilitating this evening's discussion. Over to you, Edmund.
Hello. Thank you so very much, Annie. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's joining us for our second installment of our recipes. We just wanted to really let everybody know that we appreciate you joining us and being willing to come together with us as we do this work towards equality for all. So again, thank you. My name's Edmund Frye. I'm with the Niagara Folk Arts Multicultural Center, and I'm happy to be sitting with all of these wonderful community partners as we all band together to really make this a topic that is going to be part of a revolution. And I just want to remind everybody that that season 1, episode 2 is going to be televised. So for those of you who are not comfortable with disclosing your personal identities or your images, please turn off your cameras now. And without further ado, I want to announce our guest speaker for our series today. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mutsa, who's going to be leading us in a conversation about some social determinants and their effect on our community. So if you're ready, Mutsa.
Hello.
Hello and welcome. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm still doing well. Again, I just want to thank you on behalf of our organization and on behalf of our community partners for lending us your expertise. We look forward to this endeavor as we all aim to learn something as we formulate this recipe. So please go ahead.
Yes. Thank you guys for even having me for this piece here. I was invited to just have a conversation just about the social determinants of health within our community. First of all, my name is Mutsa Charamba, and I come from Positive Living Niagara. I'm the ACB coordinator, and what that stands for is African, Caribbean, and Black. So I focus primarily on the ACB community and trying to figure out ways to help when it comes to reaching them and teaching them about prevention and about HIV. When it comes to the Black community, we are one of the priority populations when it comes to HIV infection. We actually take up about 26% of new HIV diagnosis within Canada. And within that, within ACB women, we actually take up about 55% of new diagnoses in women within Canada. And so a lot of that has to do with the stigma that's surrounding HIV, and people are not really open to learning about HIV or going to a place such as Positive Living Niagara because the stigma that's around it. Because especially in the ACB community, if you go into a building such as Positive Living Niagara, you must be a person that has HIV, which is not always the case. When it comes to positive living, we do have a lot of different programs. We have information that can help people within any situation that they're in, really. So yeah, when it comes to the Black community, especially within today's struggles, like what we're going through with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, a lot of people like to say that we don't have this issue within the Niagara region, this issue of racism, this issue of Black people being treated differently. But we do have this issue within the region. Just because you don't experience it does not mean that it's not happening within this region. So that's where we go into the whole social determinants of health, which is our mental health is influenced by many factors, including life experience, workplace or other environments, and the social and economical conditions that shape our lives. These social and economical conditions are called the social determinants of health and are some of the most important factors that impact our mental and physical health. And this is a huge problem within the ACB community. Within the ACB community, we have a big problem with mental health, and we're not doing anything about it because within the Black community, you just don't talk about it. You don't say you have any mental health issues because that's crazy. That's unheard of. You just have to deal with it. So we have a lot of different factors that and challenges that we have to face every single day. But at the same time, we don't have any resources or any tools to help us through all these challenges that we're facing, such as a lot of the things that we're facing within this Black community, within this region is simple things such as trying to rent. Renting as a Black person within the region is difficult, especially if you're a single mother. Let's say you have good income, you have good credit score. That's just an easy way for anybody else to be able to get approval to rent in this region. But if you're Black, it's not that easy for you to be able to rent within this region, even though you have all those qualifications. And also when you're talking about work, you go for a job posting, you have all the qualifications for that job posting, but still, you might get the interview and then they see who you are, and you're prone to not getting that position, or even you won't even get the phone call because they see your name. From my experience, I've had it where when I was applying for jobs, my name is Mutsa, right? But I'd had to go with my middle name, which is Violet. And I noticed that when I would apply with my middle name would get more callbacks than my regular name, Mutsa, would get. So just factors like that. And then just parents sending their kids to school, and they're supposed to be figures at school. They're supposed to be people that protect their children, but then the children go and express concerns to their teachers, and there's nothing done about it. They go to the principal, there's nothing done about it. There's no safety there. There's no protection there. There's no nothing there for our children. Also, just even our Black men going outside, going to the corner store, just going for a walk. I've heard multiple incidents of just Black men being profiled within this region for just walking outside and being Black. So there's a lot of factors. All these factors, they add up, and this does affect our health. And I feel like with the Black community, what we need to do is we need to break the stigma of mental health, and we need to actually address the issues within our community, because as we ignore our issues, things such as HIV rates rising are going to keep on happening. There's not going to be a resolution for that unless we're able to address the actual issues within our community. Mental health, especially within Black men. Black men, they do not accept the fact that they may have mental health issues, even though Black men are known to be the ones that have the biggest issue of mental health. But you're supposed to be tough. You're supposed to be strong. You're not supposed to say that you have any problems, any issues, so they're not being addressed. So then it's starting to get passed down from generation to generation to generation. Nothing is being fixed. It's just more issues that are being put on us. So we have these issues within our own community, and then we have these issues within the outside community. They look at us and they already have a bias towards us. They already have this preconceived notion of, if you see a Black man, or he must be aggressive, or he must be this, or he must be that. we need to actually pay attention to the issues within our community, because they do impact our health in a major way. So yeah, those are some of the issues that that do impact our community when it comes to social determinants of health within the Black community.
Wow, that's a lot. Thank you so very much for sharing that insight, Mutsa. I do appreciate, I appreciate that you've added even more ingredients to our, our recipes that we're trying to develop. And as far as reminding us that we do have to look within, definitely, that's definitely another layer that we're going to try to incorporate in these conversations as we move forward. We cannot expect others to do this work for us, and we certainly cannot put that burden on others to do the same work if we as a community won't do it ourselves. So thank you so very much for sharing some of that insight. Even as you were mentioning some of the stories, I do recall particular situations where I felt that I've had to be a strong Black man simply because that was what I learned. And so as far as the generational cycle and really just breaking through and changing things, I do want to say thank you for making sure that that's added to this conversation. It's actually funny that you would mention mental health and the stigma that surrounds it, because it's another one of those major pieces. I'm still not sure where that idea comes from, but it's a major piece, and it's definitely it's something that we have to discuss within our communities and abroad. So if I may ask a question of you with regard to the social determinants of mental health, what would be the priority area where you could see the immediate need as we move forward?
The immediate need as we move forward, I would think the immediate need is, I feel like for Black, it goes back into the whole mental health aspect for Black people, and how they act when we're, when you're in the work world, you have to act a certain way as a Black person just to be able to blend in with the rest of society. Even, let's say, a coworker has offended you, but you're afraid to speak up about that offense. You're afraid to say something because you don't want to be that angry Black man, or you don't want to be that aggressive Black woman, right? Because if you say something, then you must be one of the two. I feel like we need to get to the place where we say it's okay if I'm upset, and that's okay. I'm upset and I have reason to be upset, not, oh, I'm upset, but you know what, let me just keep it to myself and let me just go on, because this is what adds on to our mental health. This is what adds on to the issues that we have within our community. We're always trying to appease others. We're always trying to, kind of stroke egos, I would say. I don't know how else to even say that. But yeah, we need to come out of that place, because I kind of feel like we have accepted the image that society has put on us. We have accepted that image of, I am the angry Black man, or I'm the angry Black woman. And so we always do these things to try to stay away from those labels, but we are not those labels. We're just like everybody else. And so once we actually accept that, okay, my feelings are valid, right? And they should be heard just like everybody else's feelings. Absolutely. I feel like that's a priority thing that we need to really start to take notice of within our community.
Okay, wonderful. Well, that's beautiful. And I just, as far as the emotions go, and as far as the actions go, and as far as the intentions go, it really, you do strike another chord, because anybody who knows me personally will kind of share that one of my gifts is to be able to make fun of any given situation. I really do find that humor can be therapeutic. I've found that humor can diffuse just about anything. And yet I acknowledge that it's not necessarily a funny topic. And And again, that's my own approach. I'm not suggesting that everybody has that same approach, but I love that you're sharing a message of communication and
Yes.
of honesty, because again, with those pieces in place, we can really overcome just about any obstacle.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So are there some current programs that are happening within the community that you could make our audience aware of, if there's possibly any listener who's maybe sitting on the fence about breaking that silence about their own mental health?
Well, yeah, we do have a whole bunch of things that are actually happening within our community. We have a lot of people that are trying to make way for people in our community, such as the Niagara Anti-Racism Association and all the work that they're doing. They have this police reform campaign that they're working on, and also the DSBN campaign that they're working on. So even just researching these organizations and what their campaigns are about, and seeing how you can help in those campaigns, that's a great step. I know there is with Matter of Black, actually. We have a whole bunch of different programs available for people. Even at Positive Living, I do run some programs. Actually, before the whole COVID situation happened, I did have a Black Man and Masculinity program that I ran, which was basically just speaking on mental health and the Black man and masculinity, things like that. So there's a whole bunch of things that happen within this region. It's just that we have to search for it. Um, a lot of people all often say, I didn't know there was Black people in this area. Because it's kind of like we're tucked into different like areas. But that's the great thing about like places such as Black Owned 905, where they actually highlight these different businesses and these different organizations. It's like a one-stop shop. You can just go there, and if you're looking for whatever you're looking for, you'll be able to find it there. And I see within this whole Black Lives Matter movement, I'm seeing a lot of other organizations popping up. I see a lot of safe spaces popping up. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. You just have to follow. You have to find these resources in there. So yeah.
No, that's great. Thank you for sharing those updates. And again, I'd like to offer up our organization. We do have a space. It's a multi-purpose space, and so certainly as we continue to develop these various programs, if ever there's a need, I hope we can continue this conversation. I'd also like to remind everybody that the various resources that Mutsa is mentioning will be made available in the follow-up video and the follow-up post, just for any of our community out there who's struggling with what do I do next. Now that I have the courage to try to tackle some of these issues that I've been struggling with personally, what do I do next? And sometimes it is very easy to find out that answer for that question, and sometimes seeking that answer for that question is also, that's the deterrent in and of itself sometimes.
Yeah.
And I say that from personal experience. I'm not sure that I have time to go into it right now, but certainly that could be a topic down the road, because
Right.
we're committing to doing this for as long as it takes for us to see society and our communities just growing to that point of unity, right?
Right. And it's important you say unity. We must be united in not just this time, but as we keep on moving forward. We need that unity within our community, and then we will work on the rest.
Absolutely. And I love that you share the theory of unity amongst ourselves, and then being able to reach out to the other communities and finding more unity. So again, united we all stand, divided we all fall. So if everybody could keep that in mind. I'm wondering if there's a question that I'm missing on the chat. Let me just pop into the comments very quickly. I see my executive director is here with us, and so I want to say hello, Miss Emily. Happy Thursday. And I'm going to say hello to everybody else who's joined us. I'm apologizing in advance because it's difficult to multitask as a male. So let me just try to look through some comments. I see no comments there. And so let me just look back to my question list. And again, I say thank you, everybody, for your patience. So you gave us one priority, being resources and the need. Could you give us possibly a second priority as we dive further into this subject?
A second priority? I feel like the second priority would definitely be, there's been a lot of talks lately about being allies.
Yes, allyship.
Allyship. And I feel like an important part of being an ally is to actually do the research and actually know like what some of these movements stand for, because there's so many different organizations that aim to reach different populations within our Black community, like Positive Living Niagara. We have so many different things for ACB. We have Matter of Black. We have Toes Niagara. We have Entwine. We have all these different agencies, and also the Anti-Racism Association, just looking into what they're doing to try to help the community, keeping yourself educated, keeping yourself in the know. Don't just say you want to be an ally, but actually look into how you can be an ally. What is needed to be an ally? There's all these campaigns, the anti-racism associations, police reform. There's the DSPN. Read up on that. See how you, as an ally, can contribute to that. See how you can actually help to push that, right? How we can actually meet the needs of these campaigns, how you can help us be heard more in the community with your ally voice is really
Awesome.
yeah.
That's definitely that's a very actionable item that each one of us can take on as an individual. And even to remind people that being an ally could be something as simple as making a donation to a great cause. But I love how you're saying that you want everybody to take on that work individually, because certainly if I was going to make a donation to a cause, it's up to me to investigate, hey, is my donation really
Right.
making its way to those people who are in need?
Right.
So again, I do appreciate that you're sharing some actionable items, and I really, as you're continuing to share these resources, I'm wondering if we should think about a centralized list or if it exists already. So I don't want to really ask the same question over and over, but if there's something specific that I'm looking for, if it takes me, days or weeks to find that resource, more often than not, I'm already so frustrated that I just put it on the list of things to do one.
Right.
So I hope that in our follow-up discussions after this airing, that we can really maybe make another action item of centralizing the list of resources, just so that if somebody comes through our doors, we're not saying, oh, we don't know here at the Folk Arts.
Right.
Why don't you go over here? I would love to be able to say, oh, welcome to the Folk Arts. Did you know that there's such and such, such and such, such and such?
Exactly. And this is like, and I feel like just this whole weekend, this Emancipation Weekend is so amazing because it's allowed so many different organizations to come together and to partner up. And that could help in helping with the folk arts. You're now able to learn more about different organizations, and you're now able to refer people that walk into your organizations to these different places, because now you know more of about them, right? And then there's like more partnerships that come from that. So I feel this goes back into the whole teamwork thing. Like we have to stick together, we have to be united together, and that's how we can create a bigger and better change.
Absolutely. I love that. That's great. Thank you so very much. And as far as the next 2 minutes before we get into our breakout groups, is there anything else that you would like to share, Mutsa? You mentioned the Emancipation Days events that are upcoming.
Yes. Yes, definitely. This is the first event of our Emancipation Weekend, and we're so happy to have partnered up with you guys for this forum, because I've heard a lot about the last one you guys did, so I was so excited to be a part of this one. We have the movie screening tomorrow. That's partnered up with Pack and Brock, and we're going to be screening 2 movies there. So Look into that. We also have the main event that is on the Saturday, which is going to be the Black-owned vendor fair, and also the historical piece. We've been working on this like tirelessly, and we can't wait for you guys to see what we have in store. You're going to learn a lot about the city of St. Catharines, because even for me in the back end, as I've been helping to put this program together, I've been learning a lot of things. Like I didn't know a lot of the things that happened here in St. Catharines, and just by me just being behind the scenes and being so excited about what I'm learning, I can only imagine like how the community is going to receive that. So definitely on Saturday, tune in at 11 p.m. We're going to be streaming from the same platform, the PAC website, the PAC Facebook, also Matter of Black Facebook as well. And keep connected on Instagram, Matter of Black Niagara. That's where we're going to give you all the information of what you need to know. We also have like fun giveaways there, interactive pieces there. And then there's 2 concerts. Also, we have OCAN that's going to be on the Saturday. And then we have another concert that's going to be streamed live on the Sunday. So we're so grateful to have all these partners and be able to bring such an amazing weekend. And this is all going to be online streamed. So imagine what we're going to be able to bring to you guys next year when hopefully all these restrictions are removed from us, right?
Amazing. Wow, that's a lot. And again, knowing that you've been up to all of that, I can't thank you enough for making time to join us tonight, because we really, really appreciate everything that you're doing for this movement, everything that you're doing for this community. And wow, I wish you much success for all of these upcoming events. And I congratulate you in advance of them, because I'm sure they're going to be amazing and next level. So thank you for joining us, Mutsa. I don't know that we have time to squeeze in any other questions, because we are going to be getting ready for the breakout room soon. So any of our community who is willing to join us for the Zoom breakout rooms, we're going to make the link available. I think maybe not this way. Maybe it's going to be this way. No, maybe it's that way. No. So we're going to make a link available for anybody who shared out, who signed up for the breakout rooms, because we are going to move off the StreamYard platform, just so that anybody who's participating can know that they're doing so with a certain degree of confidentiality. So we're going to try to offer a safe space to have some conversation. There's going to be facilitated, and then we're going to come back and we're going to share some of the information that we were able to find in these breakout rooms. I do want to thank everybody who joined us for this second session, and I do hope that everybody enjoys the upcoming entertainment that's going to keep you here until we are able to come back and share some more recipes that you could all take out to your communities. Thank you again to everybody at Performing Arts Center, Mutsa from Positive Living, and all of our other partners as well. This is Edmund signing off temporarily, and enjoy the show, guys. Thank you, thank you. Oh.
And I will jump in to welcome a dear friend of ours here at the PAC. I haven't seen her in person in a while, but our friend Shannon Kitchings is here with us, and she's going to share some of her heart and some of her work with us this evening. We're grateful for that. And also be sharing the work of another artist. So Shannon, I just jumped on to say hello because I think Edmund was just transitioning to get into breakout. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to share a few poems, and I want to say thank you to the organizers of this. I'm really grateful for the continued conversation, and it's important. It's important to keep discussing things and to keep learning and growing. And my first poem is actually called Recipes, so very much in the theme of the discussion that Edmund has just so graciously facilitated for us. This is about how we forge ahead when there's, quite frankly, more to do than seems possible. When I am hungry, I eat bread. When I am hungry, I eat apples and carrots and cake, but mostly bread. When I am hungry, I eat strawberries I never bent over to pick, and mushrooms I didn't have to forage, because I don't know how. I never learned how to find and follow sustenance, how to grow and nurture nutrients. I can barely cook, and for that, I need a little head start. I have my groceries delivered because grocery stores make me anxious. The fluorescent lights give me headaches, and I don't know how to choose between no artificial flavors and all natural. I'm not sure if the good grapefruit is heavy or firm or thin-skinned. I am all of these things, and I'm not sure if I'm good. But I'm definitely hungry. And when I'm hungry, I feed myself, but it gets harder every year. I tell my friends I want to live on a farm in Nova Scotia, and they laugh, because I don't like to get dirty, because my work has always been with words, not tools, because my hands are small and sometimes don't work at all. They can't picture me on a farm, quietly laying hands on the earth. I want to eat tomatoes from the vine. I need to step back into the circle of growing, eating, living, dying. Maybe if I can do that, I won't starve. My friends don't see how much I need this. They don't know this hunger. Or maybe they do, and for them it feels like needing a child when doctors say they're running out of time. Maybe it's third marriages and seventh careers. Maybe it's midlife marathons and artisanal cookie businesses and daily meditation practices and new lingerie and secret late night poetry. Maybe it's all bad poetry. That feeling in your gut that we call hunger, it could be words strapped together by something other than your mouth. Empty and angry. How hungry are you? Are you hungry enough to bake bread from scratch so you know it's real? Hungry enough to roll the dough and wait for it to rise? Will you grind the wheat and mill the flour? Do you grow the wheat, thresh it yourself, sweat and bleed into the soil harvest after harvest? I never have. I had to look up how to make bread on Wikipedia to write this part of the poem. So I have a need that I can't meet without help. Lots of help. That I'm not allowed to ask for. Because I'm strong and independent, I don't need help, I've got this. How hard can it be? A cup of this, half a cup of that. I can learn to make bread later, after I learn French, after I take out the garbage, after I fight racism and make dinner and change the light bulb, after I pay my phone bill, after I feed my kids and call my best friend who's going through a hard time and sew on that button that fell off last month. Wow, was it really last month? Yep, it's been a month. But first I need to get groceries, and then I need to check on my mother and try and fix that dripping faucet, and if possible, take a nap. I really need a nap. My work is never done. Never done. Aren't you tired? I see you, trying to get it all done. This labor of love that never loves you back. Does it get easier? I'm not supposed to ask. I'm supposed to break glass ceilings and smash the patriarchy and take pride in my ability to do it all. I can do anything except bake bread. So I will learn, like I always do. I'm learning, but never ever done. Thank you. I am looking at the time, and I think what I'll do is share one more poem with you and then introduce another artist who is sending us a virtual performance. So this poem is called Never Enough, and it's important to think about how our identities position us in the world and how we relate to our own identities. And when we feel unwelcome in spaces, it can be hard to be really comfortable with who we know ourselves to be. This is called Never Enough. It was a Monday night, the kind of night when nothing much happens, and nothing much happened. You were looking for your keys, and I was putting away our wine glasses. We were fine. I said something benign, something I can't even recall, and you said, "My God, you are relentless." And I knew you meant too persistent, too loud, too demanding. I was too much. And standing there, I tried with every fiber of my being to relent and be less. Tried to make this extra large body invisible, so as not to push you into saying or doing something you didn't want to say or do. I made it all about you. I already had practice. This wasn't the first time I was told I was too much. I learned to operate with ninja stealth, moving in and out of every space unnoticed, dressed in black to blend into shadows, careful to leave no trace. I take up no space. Stand at the back, ready to back away if anyone sees me, and when you left me, it was like you left an empty house. I didn't live there anymore. And while I moved like a ghost through my days, I tried to count the ways I was small, barely there, nobody aware I belonged. That was easy too. I already had practice. Just look at me. Almost black, barely white, kind of queer, 3/8 gay, mostly she, but a little they. These ambiguities made me unwelcome in any world. I was not enough. I was floating in the middle way, hoping no one would ask me how I exist. But I missed it. The sound of my own voice. I was an uncertain storm, holding back my own rain, so nobody could ever blame me for making the car wash redundant. But one day, a Wednesday, a day when nothing much happens, something happened. I took a breath without the weight of shame for maybe the first time since childhood. I inhaled the air I am just as worthy of as you are. I remembered I am full of love and possibilities and resistance. My existence is not a problem to be fixed. I am a galaxy of light. I am a parade. I am a thunderstorm bringing the thunder, and you can grab an umbrella. I will dance wildly, knocking over all the china. I will take up space. I will be loud and I will resist. I will persist. And when you look for a trace of me when I have passed through, look for the rainbow I left for you. I am too much for you to hold on to. I am not enough to save you. I have nothing to do with you. I'm just me, doing my best like everyone else, being everything all at once like everyone else, blending in and standing out the way light always does on a Thursday when nothing much happens. Thank you for your time and for being here and joining us. I'm going to introduce the next artist who will be sharing an offering. And I'm pulling the information up on my phone. Give me 1 second. Eve Adams emerged from the swirling waters of the Niagara to stand upon a land of turmoil and beauty. She transmutes this energy of earth into dub poetry, cyber ska, and reggae vibrations that reflect our desire for peace, love, and understanding. Eve tells the story of humanity with the goal of building bridges that heal divisions and promote mutual respect. And with that, I give you Eve Adams and the offerings you are about to enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you for your virtual event. Namaste to everyone out there in cyber world. My name is Eve Adams, and I'm here to share some of my creations with you. The first piece I will share is a poem called The Spot. It's about where we have been, where we are now, and where our future may lay at this crucial time in our existence on the planet. And surely we never die. And surely we never, oh no. Soul of the ancient emerged beneath the arid drylands. Advent to the surface, where civilization carved the birth and death of her children. Fertile, barren, where once courageous warriors ventured forth to die without questioning why. Wars, repentance, plagued monasteries temple, crowning gods to roam their own sediment. Growing punctured organ donors, no not owners found, they created, and then the ground was serrated. Vastness crumbled back to solid mass uniformity. Brick mortar separated before the sun's enforcer. Heat completed the hands of man's construction, obliterating destruction, drowned abduction, detonating eruption. Radiated sound filled pressure through pleasure. Learned men built increased in measure to make for altruism before guns fall. No one wondered what of others were danger, so many alike. thought, forgotten stranger from the lowlands where mother fed her young, where the land quenched thirst, smitten poison served enter, children dispersed to find new sources, new fruit to taste, invading the core and splitting seeds to need more. They're the enemy. I myself
Born the mind with haste, without grace or God.
and celebrated revelry without song, and thrived in a predatory territory, guarded and solitary, commencing descent, subterranean labyrinths, massive virulence infests the host. They were the most spaces miners, they shifted the balance from soil to tree, and now the bow is granite.
Surely we'll never die. And surely we'll never die.
And now the bow breaks before heaven's gate. And now the bow breaks before heaven's gate. And now the bow breaks before heaven's gate. As sandstorms take what is left of nitrates, noxious perfume, ventilate through dunes. Once crystal rare about light, glass paved highways, ghost ride, hidden, rides to oasis, the mirage of the deep of her stasis. Something moves beneath her depths, something familiar, where the dreams of able men turn dust. The thing we murdered for thrust upon the place he was, the place she was, the place that all of us. The spot is the preface to my Earth mixtape, and you can find that mixtape on YouTube, SoundCloud, or Bandcamp. And this next song is called Low, spelled Leau, meaning water. May you receive it.
Reflections never lie. A tear drops from my eye when I see the tower fall. The fracture that was thin, suddenly it opens and a tidal wave descends. The thirsty land will drink her fill. The battlefields will soon be tilled. Showers of abundance spill, and dreams are fulfilled. My love for you, it grows forever wider can go. My love for you flows into the deepest part, the deepest of the secret. My love is true. It takes me into madness too. My love gets me blue, but I fly all the way to the moon with you. I love you, I do, I do, I do. I love you more than world disaster. I love you, I do, I do, I do. I'll even take you over after. I love you, I do, 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 I do.
thank you so much for sharing that with me. And also, I will be having a piece coming out on the Emancipation Day Freedom tape. So check out the mixtape, the Freedom Mixtape. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Eve Adams. That was great. So yes, Eve contributed to the Freedom a Mixtape project for Emancipation Day, which is hosted by Suitcase and Point. It will be coming out. I have details. Next Sunday, August 7th. And it is a celebration of Emancipation Day. Suitcase and Point ask the community for inspiration and relationships with freedom and emancipation. And the Niagara community has shared their stories, and that will be shared with everybody next weekend. Like I said, Sunday, August the 7th. Take a look for Freedom, a Mixtape. More information will be available at suitcaseandpoint.com. So thank you very much, Eve, for sharing with us. At this point, I am curious as to whether or not our breakout groups have returned. No, I see a nod, a shake, and no.
Hi again. My goodness, I'm in the dark here. No, they haven't joined us as yet, but I will take this opportunity to say thank you, Shannon. I think I can just talk for a few minutes about some of the other Emancipation Day activities that we have coming up. And then once I see our friends reemerge from the breakout, then we'll certainly jump back into that conversation. But I do thank you so much for sharing your beautiful poetry and your words with us this evening.
Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be a part of the Emancipation Day celebrations and observations and the learning and growing our whole community is doing right now. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Shannon. We'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Hi, friends. Me again. Well, why don't we talk a little bit about what's coming up while our breakout rooms wrap up. So yes, this is the first of a really beautiful series that we've put together. It's been led by some incredible organizations, Black Owned 905 and Matter of Black. So I've had the pleasure actually of working with Mutsa, who was our speaker earlier, Mutsa and an incredible group of organizers on pulling together the activities for us to participate in this weekend. So tomorrow night, we have a virtual, so follow me here. Tomorrow night, we have a virtual screening of a film called It Takes a Riot. It's a documentary to mark the 25th anniversary of the Yonge Street Uprising. There's going to be a virtual pre-screening Q&A with the film's co-producer, Dr. Simon Black, and a whole slew of other speakers that will be there as well. They're going to have a panel discussion, and then there will be a virtual screening of that film. We are very excited to actually also be welcoming the community back in a physical sense to the FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre this weekend. Couldn't pick a better occasion than these Emancipation Day celebrations. We are thrilled to be opening our backyard, and so we will have a free outdoor screening of It Takes a Riot with introductions by Dr. Simon Black, as well as a screening, pardon me, of Wilma, which is a film about an extraordinary woman named Wilma Morrison, who we did lose recently, who's had a huge role in the work of the BME Church and in raising the profile of the Black community. And so there's a screening of a documentary called Wilma with an introduction by Ao Adewumi, and he'll be joining us for that tomorrow evening. I do encourage you to visit firstontariopac.ca, and you'll have an opportunity to look at, we're calling Safety Lives Here, our protocols that we're taking the health and safety of our patrons and our artists and each other very seriously. So we are asking that everyone does arrive masked. Then we have pods where 2 adults or up to 2 adults and 2 children are able to sit. Once you're in the pod, you're able to remove your mask. We encourage you to pick up some tasty takeout from one of the incredible restaurants in downtown St. Catharines and to join us for that screening. How are we doing on time? I'm going to take a look to see if any of our friends have popped in yet. Oh, we have an Edmund.
Hello. Hi there. Hi. Thank you very much, Annie. I do appreciate you checking in to see if any of us had returned. I was enjoying the conversation, and then I was reminded that you were waiting for me. So I do apologize, but I'm oh so thankful that you are, adaptive enough that you could just do your information session. So that is awesome. And there's a little bit of a change to the agenda that we had initially planned.
Okay.
Again, we appreciate everybody's patience, and we appreciate everybody willing to join us for these sessions. And I say that because we weren't able to break out into the various rooms to have the conversations. So we just had a closed conversation, an open conversation with the 15 participants, and we were able to. First, Marcel and Colleen did a presentation, which led into conversation, which led into the one question about that word in the language that is embraced by the Black community, and that is often sometimes used by non-Black communities. And our conversation it showed that there's a certain degree of uncertainty. And if anybody's unsure of the word, it's the N-word. So why is it okay for Black people to use the N-word? When or why is it okay for a white person to use the N-word, or is it just never okay? So again, varying opinions. Just for myself and Marcel, we also had different answers for that question. So as far as our breakout session, we hope that next time, is that my feedback? Is there something I could do on here? Okay, I'm not sure either, but I hope that next time we can come back with facilitated conversation and more subject. We are going to make the chat available and possibly the video available as well. So if I may ask you, how did your entertainment session go? Was it well received?
Very well received. We had Shannon Kitchings, who's an incredible facilitator and interdisciplinary artist. She shared some poetry. There was great feedback coming from the community, asking, where can I buy this book of poems? Take my money, sorts of comments. And then we had Eve Adams shared a beautiful vocal performance with us as well. And both of those artists are a part of the Suitcase and Point Freedom, a mixtape that will be released later next week. And so it was nice to get a little sneak peek at some of the work that we might be expecting from that. So yeah, we had a great time. We missed you, but
we missed you as well, definitely. But I'm thankful to hear that the time was used to share some of the activities that are happening within our community. And it's again, I can speak on behalf of my organization when I say that we appreciate the opportunity to grow our communities and do this work together. And we're very thankful that the Performing Arts Center has allowed the Niagara Folk Arts to join you and NRA and Positive Living, and we're really thankful to everybody who made time to join us today. We look forward to continuing these sessions each last Thursday of every month. And we're just, we're just really looking forward to this revolution. But I'm hoping that my feedback isn't there next time.
Yes, I'm sorry. I wish I could help you. I'm not very tech savvy. But yes, thank you very much, Edmund. And thank you so much to our friends at the Niagara Folk Arts Center. We are looking forward to continuing and enriching this relationship that we have with you. And this has been a work in progress this first evening. As Edmund and I have both mentioned, this is part of a long-term commitment from our organizations and from the Niagara, the Niagara Region Anti-Racism Association and some other community partners to ensure that we are centralizing these conversations and that we're having them together in a public and then in confidential private forums, whatever is appropriate. And so join us at the end of August for our next one. If there was, oh, here's Edmund again. Hi, Edmund. Hello. Yeah, I was just saying to everyone, you know, this has been a learning opportunity for us, and that we're looking forward to August, and we may iron out some of smooth out some of the breakout room conversations, and I think we'll look together as our organizations and how we can do that. But I know that this has been a great opportunity for us at the Performing Arts Center.
And us as well. Thank you again. It's been great to join you, and we really are looking forward to continuing this work. And we do love your commitment. And again, I thought it's been wonderful, and hopefully we can continue to grow and strengthen these virtual sessions, because who knows what will be next. But
Yes.
we're looking forward to all of the activities this weekend, and we'll try to share everything on our social media as well. So thank you, everyone. Happy Thursday, everyone. Thank you very much, Annie.
Okay. Thank you, Edmund. Okay, friends, you've heard it here. We made it. We had a great conversation and some great reflections. Thank you so much to Mutsa for sharing with us. To our breakout facilitators, we had Josefina Perez, Amber Tallman, Edmund Frye, who was our host with the most, Marcel, Stewart, and Colleen McTigue, Jillien Hone, and our performances by Shannon Kitchings and Eve Adams. It's just wonderful to have all of you as a part of and leading these discussions for us this evening. So thank you so much. I do encourage you to check out the Emancipation Day STC Facebook page, or the Matter of Black Facebook page, or the Black Owned 905 Facebook page, or the Black Owned 905 Instagram, or go to the FirstOntarioPAC.ca, and you will find a full listing of all of the activities that we have planned for the rest of the weekend. I was telling us about the film screening. We have a wonderful speaker series on Saturday morning that Mutsa was telling you about from 11 to 2 p.m. And we have 3 wonderful speakers that will be sharing perspectives from the Black community with us. And then we'll be joined by Mayor Walter Sendzik at City Hall live at 2 p.m. for a flag raising moment with the organizers of these activities. And then we're going into the backyard of the Performing Arts Center for 2 opportunities for live performance. Can you believe it? This incredible Afro-Cuban band named OCAN that I promise you will get you grooving. They'll be joining us for a 1-hour performance at 5 p.m. and then again for a 1-hour performance at 7 p.m. And we have certain restrictions, again, with masks and the number of people that are allowed to sit together, etc. So I do encourage you to do a little bit of research so that you can make sure that you are being a good neighbor and adhering to all of the health and safety protocols that are required. Sunday, you'll join me, if you'd like to, at 7 p.m. for a special Niagara Performs Emancipation Day style with LMT Connection. And Leroy Emanuel has been a staple in this community for many years. He's a legend. He and his band definitely will get us grooving. And so that will be happening on Sunday night. So visit, there's all sorts of different places to find out more about Emancipation Day celebrations that will be happening. We look forward to joining you with the folk arts and the NRARA on the last Thursday of August. Off the top of my head, it's the 27th, but I can't say that with certainty right now. I think that will be it for me this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you again very soon.